Continuing on with our Folkfest journey, happy to be joined by the Peruvian ambassador, Tim Falk. Tim, this is the second year at Folkfest for the Peru Pavilion. Talk first of all about your experience last year. What was it like being here for the first time?
Oh man, the first time. It was really exciting because coming to Canada, I often find that you don't always engage people talking about your country, and then I came here and it was actually really special for me to talk to people about where I grew up and the people I grew up with and what it's like in Peru, and it's so different than here. So it was just a really cool experience for me. It actually made me tear up a couple times, but it's really special.
That's great. Well, what are you telling people about Peru? What should people know about Peru? What will they learn about when they come here to your pavilion?
Well, one of the things I like to point out when we step into our pavilion is when we look at the map, there's very diverse regions. Where I grew up, it was a desert. It was completely dry. I remember when I grew up, I can even see right now, there's people stepping on grass. When I was growing up, there were fences around the green spaces because you had to preserve any green space you had. Like, we had signs up, please don't step on the grass, get off the grass. There was always fences. So where I grew up, it was desert. This outfit actually isn't from where I grew up. It was more up in the mountains because we'd be cooking in this if we were wearing this in the desert. So in the mountains, that's where you find Machu Picchu. That's the higher elevation. You've got a lot of ancient ruins that have been around for hundreds of years. And then you've got the jungle on the other side of the Andes, and that was always my favorite part. I love green. I grew up in the desert, so whenever I saw the jungle, the plants, the trees, the animals, that was so special to me. So when I show people about Peru, it's always, I love to talk about the diversity in animals and plants and the
people walking through your shot.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens here. It happens in Peru.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's very cool, Tim. It's so great to see. One of the things I really like about where you are here in Canada Place, it gives the smaller countries, or at least the countries that have a smaller community in Saskatoon, a chance to shine at Folkfest, along with the larger ones that people are more familiar with. And of course, one of the things that people really want to know about is, of course, the food and drink. So what can people expect in terms of consumables here at the Peru Pavilion?
Well, in our pavilion we've got some alfajores, and those are probably just the small cookies, but they're actually special because they're like a sugar cookie. It's manjar blanco. It's not something you find here, and so it's unique. You can also find tamales, which is, most people have heard about them, but you haven't necessarily tried them. And so we have tamales here, and we have pollada. Pollada just means chicken, but there's something about Peruvian food that is, I love it. For me, it's the best. I grew up with it, so I'm a little biased, but it's just the spices they use in there. I always go to Jessica, our manager here, because she's such a good chef, and whenever we're hosted in her house, it's chicken, but it's amazing chicken.
Absolutely.
And so I definitely recommend trying the pollada here.
It's the taste of home for you right here at the Peruvian Pavilion. Come on by, see the Peru Pavilion, meet Tim. They have a very special stamp. You're not getting just your run-of-the-mill average stamp here. It's got a highly personalized stamp. That's all I'm going to say right here at the Peru Pavilion at Canada Place. Tim, thanks for chatting with us. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.